What's up, everybody? This is OHM coming at you with a single review. Just want to talk about these two new tracks that Lecrae had came out with. First one is Deep In, and second one, Set Me Free. They probably came out vice versa. I listened to them in that order, so I'm going to talk about them in that order. Of course, if you look at my other video, then you know how I rate them 1 through 5, musical and spiritual. Then I give my thoughts on how it is. So anyway, let's start off with Deep In. So we have this dark track, dark because of the mode, pretty much black and white for the most part, dark colors just to express how Lecrae feel. Deep In being a Black Lives Matter pretty much track, a track talking about injustices that have been happening to individuals in the system and the police, and just all around message that he was portraying in his song through here. I kind of think that most of it was mainly his mindset in it. Lyrics was talking about him for the most part, of how he's feeling during it because of what's going on. It's kind of like his point of view through it. That's what I got from the lyrics that he was spitting during this song. It was something that I liked. It was quick. That's the one thing I liked about messages like that, because if you listen to it, and this is no disrespect, if you listen to the song, he didn't really have a message of change. The only message of change that he had was the assurance that he got when he said he heard God tell him that I got it, So I think that was the message of change. So the beat was very repetitive, but I think it worked with what he was trying to portray, because he in a song like this, you don't want people to be like, man, this beat is banging. You want people to actually listen to what you're saying. So I don't really fault him too much on that beat selection. If I want to say the spiritual aspect of it, it was very generic. He talked about God and how God got him, but he didn't use God in his messaging for the most part. It was more of, like I said, introspect in his mind of how he was feeling at the time and how he feels like he wants to go off the deep end, but he says God is kind of ringing him back. That's what I got about it. So God said, I got this, so he's holding on type message. So all in all, what I feel about this track musically, 1 through 5, I get it middle of the board 3. It was nothing that stood out. Lyrics wasn't even, super deep. It was kind of just above the board. So I give it a 3. Spiritual wise, I give it a 2, because it wasn't very spiritual at all. It was mostly, like I said, introspecting his mind, how he just was emotionally charged at that time. So that's what I get it for that. Moving on though, and I'm sorry if you hear these beats, man. These people, they are banging in the back, the music wise. But anyway, moving on. Next track was Set Me Free. Now, I've got to admit, that beat selection, that production, A1 sauce. I love the sample of Mary Mary. It fit beautifully. Whoever produced that track, I need to look him up, because that was an awesomely produced track. Nice selection. Lyrics were, I would not say subpar, but it was just like what you expect from Lecrae. Nothing too eye-popping that would make people go like, fire lyrics. So I would say it was just like, in the middle. Had a message to say, and it got the message across. Now, I will say this. When I heard the song and when I saw the video, I got 2 different messages. And I want to know if anybody had that same idea when they saw the video. They got a whole different vision in their head of what he was portraying with the song than what if you just listened without looking at the video. I will say that the lyrics were good. It were good. Like I say, it was for Lecrae. It was what Lecrae does. I will say the spiritual aspect of it, it was really not existent. If it was very intricate in its way of putting out there to where you couldn't really see it or hear it, I should say. So I don't really think there was really that much spiritual aspect in there. It was another emotional charged track, kind of talking about industry things and basic probably like more of a secular tone to it. Even the singer in it is mostly a secular artist. So I would say that's what this track was. So what I would rate this track musically, a 4 because of the beat. I'm kind of biased with that because that beat was amazing. Like, I really wish, and that's no disrespect to Lecrae, but I really wish I could hear that beat with a lyricist on it, like somebody who kills it, Jared, Ishan, just somebody who can like kill that beat. I no disrespect to Lecrae, he did good, but man, I hope somebody take it and remix or something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying that, but I feel somebody could do that beat so much. But anyway, so I rated a 4. A spiritual, I rated a 1. That's what I rate that. So altogether, deep in, it's a 3. Altogether, 1 through 5, it's a 3. And Set Me Free, altogether it's a 3 also. So those 2 tracks, I do say when it comes to Restoration, the new album that he's coming out with, I'm interested. I'm more interested in it than I was in his latest projects that he was releasing. I wasn't really interested in Lecrae's projects before this, but I did love For My Good. I did love that album, but I wasn't looking forward to it, but I loved it. Like, it's kind of funny because I wasn't looking forward to it, but I loved it. So I'm looking forward to Restoration. It's very interesting. I want to see what direction he goes because there have been a lot of things that's been happening, and if those 2 tracks are peeks into what the album is going to be, I'm interested. I will definitely do an album review because Lecrae is one of the biggest names in the community. I'm looking forward to it. And like I always say, which you probably don't know because it's the first video of it, it's just my opinion. So, take it for what it is. You can love it, you can hate it, but I just hope that you like it. All right, talk to you later.